Всем привет, вы на канале Урсула, королева ужаса, и мы начинаем новую игру прохождения Вампир. Так, ну я не знаю, какой режим нам выбрать. Сюжетный режим, обычный режим и сложный. Ну, сложный мы опускаем пока. Я просто не пойму, если я выберу обычный режим, что сюжета не будет? Давайте вот так.
Dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality believed to be
В принципе, Божьи кары окованы, что не дают человечеству достичь звезд. А величайшая ошибка — смерть не зло и не Божье воздание. Истинная кара не ощутит ее сладкого поцелуя. Отряси прах с ног своих и возродись вновь. Шоколадка вкусная. С изюмом. О боже, я восстал! О май гад! Я живой! Это я этим челом буду играть, да? О, помогите мне, боже мой! Кто я, где я? Опять с какими-то яму с трупами. Фу. Как это мерзко. Но шоколадка вкусная. Так, я так понимаю, я буду играть за этого чела. Режим у нас обычный. Ох, ёбушки-воробушки. Идет как пьяный, да? Его укусил какое-то бестие вампирское. Думали, что он сдох, кинули его в яму. А он живет. О! Что, надо схавать ее? Пить хочу, пить. Что жать-то? F. Он сейчас ее сожрет, да? Ну, не сожрет, я имею в виду, кровь выпьет. Давай уже кусай, что так долго-то? О, Джонатан, мой милый брат, что же ты натворил? Мэри. Мэри. Держись, прошу тебя, держись. Мэри, Мэри, нет. Нет, нет. А что, на вампиршу не превратится, что ли? Или он всю кровь у нее выжрал? Что я наделал? Какой ужас, какой кошмар. Ты убил ее, твари. Нет, пожалуйста, подождите, я объясню. Убить его. Блять. Все, куда бежать-то? Ну, давай. Они идут за мной. Нет, нет, не стреляйте. Какое-то безумие. Как же безумие, надо выбираться отсюда. Куда, блядь? А чё, блядь, прыгать не умеет? Ну, хуй с тобой. Этого не может быть. Пожалуйста, не надо. Я ж тебя сейчас сожру, мужик. А чё, не могу его жрать? Блядь, странная игра. Чё за хуйня? Да, блядь, что за управление это такое? Да пошел нахуй. Не, ну как-то странно. Чё, блядь? Какой-то странный, блядь, вампир. Чё за хуйня? Чё за залупа? О, я воскресилась прямо на этом месте. Блин, может мне надо посмотреть управление? Ну, что-то странно. Почему он на крышу там залезть не может? Что за бред вообще? Вот здесь вот что он, блядь, залезть не может? Ну, это же, блядь, странно. Иди ты нахуй. происходит? О, Мэри, что я наделал? Идите в секу. Какое-то управление дурацкое. Прости, ты не оставил мне выбора. Не терять его из виду. О, что? Простите. Вы чё, блядь? Я вам не враг. Мне нужна помощь. Сдохни, чертов кровопийца. Пожалуйста, послушайте, я ничего не понимаю. Заткнись, тварь. Кто вы? Что вообще происходит? Матери Божьей, солнце тебя прикончит. Оставь меня. Так, повышен уровень. Определенные элементы, в том числе огонь, наносят повышенный урон, снижающим вам максимальный уровень здоровья. И чё, блядь, как лечиться? Чё, в спячку мне впасть? Или чё надо-то? Ой, блядь. Да не заебали. А где мое оружие? А, вот. Мне же надо его отпиздить пойти. Нужно найти укрытие. Не трогайте меня. Ага, блядь. Я что-то вижу. Здесь есть кто-нибудь? Что это за место? Дом выглядит заброшенным. Здесь я буду в безопасности. Давай порыскаем. О, что-то нашла. Что там? Фотография. Брат, что же ты натворил? Брат. Мэри. Мэри, прости. Я найду тех, кто это сделал со мной. А, чё, кто сделал это с нами, простите. Импровизирую. Ага, найдешь. Ну окей, чё. Ищи, чувак, давай. Чё, будем кровосиси искать, да? Так, что тут еще что-то? Огонь и солнце. Новый коллекционный предмет. Лучше остаться здесь до заката. И что, блядь, когда закат будет? Что у нас тут еще есть? Так. Бутылка алкоголя. О, сейчас напьется. О, это что такое? Трупак кровавый. Ой, а что с ее лицом? Это кто вообще? Это что? Это вампир такой страшный? Мутант или что? Или она сама себя сожрала и мутировала, как в том фильме? Стой. Этот разряженный в пух и прах. Давай пошарить по карману мертвеца. Ты спятил? Мне еще за комнату платить, а вот ему уже нет. Гляди, золотые часы. О, красота. С багрем их дыпанием барышни. Быть рабовщиком не так уж плохо. Давай, скидывай его. Ага. Ага. Пульса нет. Невероятно. Ну что ж, чувак, ты вампир. Часы. Блядь, ну он реально пиздец как выглядит. Ей хуёво было, походу, бухало. Очень много дней. Да, ой, блин, управление какое-то, это самое не очень удобное. О, еще один трупак. Но этот хоть не выглядит как чумка. Наркоман, что ли? Господи, одна алкашка, другой наркоман. Ну вообще. Зато у нас будет пушка, да? И там нет пуль. Джонни, ему уже не помочь. Надо уходить скорее. Нет, еще есть время. Я спасу его. Враг уже близко. Нам приказали эвакуировать госпиталь. Все. Он будет жить. Все. Что теперь? Будем сражаться. Убивать куда проще, чем лечить. Угу. Он, короче, вспоминает, да, какую-то там свою историю. Я так понимаю. Это оказалось не так просто. Ну да, чувак, хотя что ты зомби стал. Конечно, не так просто. Игра сохраняется автоматом. Отлично. Так, тут что? Окровавленный дневник. 15 октября. Почти не спал. Бекки всю ночь кашляла и бредила в лихорадке. Утром я услышал громкий шум. Несколько мужчин работали на большой машине, которая копала большую яму. Она похожа на механическую лопату. Может, пойти туда и спросить, не найдется ли работа для меня? Бекки нужно лекарство. 16 октября. Я поговорил с людьми, которые управляют механической лопатой. Они сказали, что копают по всему Лондону братские могилы. Правительство принимает меры предосторожности. В городе новая эпидемия. Грипп вернулся. Работы для меня не нашлось. Ночью Бекки немного поспала. Литейная закрыта. А другой работы в районе нет. 19 октября. Я отправился в Лондон за едой и лекарствами. Поезда не ходят. На дорогу через Темзу и обратно ушел целый день. Бекки, кажется, стало лучше. Я сварил суп, и она поела. Я не нашел лекарства. Купил только пару шприцов и немного снотворного на черном рынке. Денег у нас больше нет. Может, завтра пойти в Пембургскую больницу? Она далеко. Я боюсь оставлять жену надолго. 19 октября. Через несколько часов после еды Бекки стошнила. Она так исхудала, что смотрю на нее и плакать хочется. Она сказала, что по ночам на улице кто-то разговаривает. Она говорит, что хочет мяса. Где найти мясо? Как листать там? Там лишь там. Где найти мясо? Завтра я забригадирую двери и окна, чтобы защититься от мордодеров. 21 октября. Люди, управляющие механической лопатой, прекратили копать могилу. Вчера ночью я услышал крики, и на них, похоже, кто-то напал. Теперь там только несколько лодок, с которых днем и ночью собираются трупы в огромную яму. Стоит страшная вонь. Нужно было уйти отсюда еще неделю назад, но Бекки оказалась. «Я лучше умру», — сказала она с усмешкой. «За что она так меня мучает?» 22 октября. Бекки только что напала на меня. Она прыгнула на меня с лестницы и попыталась укусить. Мне пришлось ударить ее, но она дала сдачи. Я побежал наверх и заперся в спальне. Она плачет и что-то бормочет внизу. Я достал пистолет, который хранился со времен войны. Возможно, не придется выстрелить из него собственную жену. 23 октября. Вот такое. 23 октября. Я совсем не мог заснуть. Бекки всю ночь царапала дверь, просила о помощи, умоляла ее впустить, но мне не хватило духу. Теперь я просто жду, когда он умрет. Уже недолго осталось. Я молю Бога о том, чтобы все поскорее закончилось. Интересно. Дневник. Ну, видать, чувак поспать решил.
This makes no sense.
Я ничего не понимаю. Ничего.
No sense.
Совсем ничего.
It's a nightmare.
Это страшный сон, не иначе.
So be it.
Чувак, да ты шутишь, ты же вампир.
Thinking.
Надо мыслить здраво. Я ж тебе говорила, что ты вампир. Ты реально думал, что ты так умрешь? Смешной ты.
This is absolute madness.
Это какое-то безумие. Я потерял связь с реальностью. Верно, безумие. Безумие Луны. Той, что превращает слепящий свет солнца в мягкое сияние. О, так, развитие. В убежищах вы можете отдохнуть и развить навыки. Чтобы повысить свой уровень и улучшить вампирические навыки, вам придется тратить опыт. Чтобы продолжить, нажмите ОК.
voice in my head.
Этот голос в моей голове. Если не сошел с ума, значит он принадлежит тому,
Must belong to the one who made me. What I am,
кто сделал меня таким. Я должен найти его и получить ответы.
what I have become.
Так, у меня задание. Найдите вампира, с которого все началось. Там какой-то шкаф блестит. Ну что ж, пойдем. Тут ничего у нас больше нету.
People want me dead. I need to
Эти люди хотят меня убить. Нужно бежать. Тут кровосос, сюда.
My head's spinning.
Я сделал то. Не успела прочитать. Че он там? Эй, выходи, трус. Да пошел ты в жопу, блядь.
I cannot enter.
Ив.
Привет, привет. Так. Че тут ни хера ничего?
Ну как игра?
Ну, блин, прикольно, мне нравится. Так, что мне сюда удар оружием для левой руки, рукожатие, ключ. Это оружие обладает особым эффектом и расходует выносливость. Чтобы продолжить, нажмите ОК. А что мне за оружие? Что мне за оружие? Ну окей, чё? Да. Кол у меня что ли тут еще? Короче, вот этим, либо вот этим, я поняла.
I'm still in Southwark.
Я все еще в скаут-арке, надо добраться до Лондона, вернуться домой. Ну что, погнали, верну. Ой, блядь, он что, меня убить хочет? Нажмите, чтобы оглушить. Я силен, настолько силен, что сам себе дивлюсь. Какой-то дивитель, а? Ну что он кровь не пьет, я не пойму. Че он не нападает?
It's locked, all right.
Дверь заперта, блядь. Я не сомневалась. Куда надо-то? Сюда, что ли? Это же невозможно. Ты че, чувак?
Every fiber of my being is a fire.
Все, я вас всех мочканула. Ух ты, какой сильный, блядь. Ты ёп, стиль, ты мука... Ты чё, охотник за вампирами, что ли? Кто такой сильный, чересчур? Еще выносливость закончилась. Моя сила, моя реакция, я уже не человек. Мост в Саутуарке. Не название, блядь, города. Хер
Охуеть, я
выговоришь.
за 1 час затрейдил 2 ножа и перчик.
Ну, так это же замечательно. Так, что тут у нас? Вступай в армию, ты нужен королю и стране. Вступай в армию, помоги храбрецам на фронте. Понятно все с вами. Моя бедная сестра. Если бы тогда умел жажду крови Мэри, кто-то заплатит за то, что с тобой стало, и за то, что стало с нами. Дверь заперта. О, чувак опять валяется. Теперь у вас есть кровь. Нажмите 2, чтобы принять навык вампира. О! Вау! Что такое, блядь? Кого он там кусать хотел, не пойму. Да вот опять, что тут? Что за ужин? Крысу выпил? Ну ладно, чё, чувак? Тоже дверь заперта. Теперь голова уже не кружится после прыжков. Чувак, я рада за тебя. Тут тоже все заперто. Так, а там что-нибудь есть? Что, какие-то бомжи ночуют, что ли? Ну ладно. Так, тут тоже, да, заперто. Может быстрее бежать, так долго бежит. Так, тут что-нибудь? Ни хера ничего. Что мне скажет Лондон? Что он тебе должен сказать? У меня столько вопросов. И ни одного ответа. Логично, да? Док в Ларумхаусе. Еще один труп, когда улицы Лондона успели стать кладбищем. Священник, что ли, какой-то? Давай, грызи его. Из этого человека выпили всю кровь, но я еще чую ее запах. Может, если я пойду на запах, то найду того, кто на меня напал? Он, наверное, не всю, кровь выпил. Вампирское чутье. Окей. А дальше куда? Куда все подевались? Убежище? Где тут? Ништяк. Идите по следам убийц. Так, а тут что? Что такое? Наконец-то какие-то призраки жизни. Добрый вечер, сэр. Не могли бы мне помочь? Ого, для тебя не помешало бы выпить? Да. Прошу прощения за свой вид. Ночь выдалась непростая. Со мной такое бывало, не волнуйтесь. Дальше будет только хуже. В бар недавно кто-нибудь заходил? Извини, без понятия. Я провел всю ночь в обществе этой восхитительной бутылки. Сэр, это важно. Вы уверены, что за последние пару часов в бар никто не заходил? Не знаю, да и плевать мне. Она свободная страна. Что здесь происходит? Все куда-то попрятались. Наверное, ты здесь недавно не слышал что-либо про убийство. Все боятся пойманного пса. Кто он? Местное чудовище, которое может свалить мне за все преступления. Угу. Кого-то убили? Имя, как и у чудища. Ха, люди всегда будут верить в монстров. Это легче, чем признаться в собственных грехах. Каждый может стать чудовищем. Оставлю вас наедине с вашей бутылкой. Блин, я думал, он сожрет. Боже, правый сэр, у вас такой вид, словно вас переживали.
Вам
И
не
вы
играть, чуть
примерно-
позже зайду.
Давай, окей. Нет, спасибо, я не хочу. Не хочу пить. Садитесь и отдохните. Ночью будет долгая. Почему эта ночь будет долгой? Наверное, вы здесь недавно. Неужели вы не слышали про убийство? Расскажите мне об этих убийствах.
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
Been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Oh, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. Professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Он что тут делает?
Are they stupid or something? Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, now all these terrible murders.
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah, killed so many last summer. Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard to travel across town.
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog. What's that?
No one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar, a turquoise turtle. I'm the barmaid here, Sabrina, if you want to know.
Are you always open this late at night?
No, it's only since the epidemic started. Tom thought that people may need a safe place to stay.
I'll leave then. Thank you.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out
I hope I live long enough to see them let all boys get what's coming to them.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area,
They do not pursue me.
but they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you?
I mean you no harm.
Saith the vampire. Present yourself.
I need a word. With anyone.
Well, that's something I can do for you. And who might you be?
Tell me, who are you?
First, tell me what you want. Then I may tell you.
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
You seem the expert. How would that be?
I have my secrets, as you have yours.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may, if you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We're both chasing the same shadow.
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice in my head. There was a moment I believed I was mad.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
end him.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again. Can I have some privacy, please?
Damn it. I think drink no longer stirs me.
Are they stupid or
If
something?
Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
It's a good thing you cannot see.
Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
And you're still ugly as sin.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Are they stupid or something? I've never even been to India.
It's locked.
It's a good thing you cannot see me now.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into...
Hey, I told you, you were the only other...
I think you're hiding something from me.
I hide many things from many people, sir.
I think you're hiding.
I hide...
I think you're hiding something.
I hide many things...
Goodbye, Mr. Watt.
Damn it. I think drink no longer stirs me.
Are they stupid
I
or
cannot
something?
enter.
I've never even been to India.
Not long ago, this mess had given me a laugh.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight, and I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the cannon factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well... Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
gotta be something can be done to get out of this bullshit mess.
You again. What can I do for you?
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act.
I think I'm losing my mind. I run as far away from this place as I can.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this bullshit mess.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city. The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. What's this? Some sort of note. This corpse has been
Привет, красотуля, с праздником тебя, что за игра?
Приветик, Марат, спасибо, и тебя с праздничком. Это «Вампир» называется.
Blood and empty gin bottles. Suspicious color. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
И как?
Блин, прикольная, мне нравится. Что тут, блядь, заперто? Интересно. Лужа крови. Тут везде кровь.
Ладно, завтра расскажешь. А я отдыхать, а то рано вставать на электричку.
Хорошо, давай, Марат, до завтра. Подожди, я пришла сюда же, получается. Как же хочется крови ему.
Где же она может быть? На поиске. Мы найдем Кэти. Я приготовил свой поисковый набор. Поисковый набор в детском рюкзачке. Здесь все по-серьезному. Это моя экипировка.
It's locked, all right.
Отлично, идем дальше. Что? Раньше у объекта не было родинки, а теперь есть. По-моему, так даже красивее. Окей. Повторное сканирование. Я готов. И дела. Посмотрите, он еще и поет. Вот это выступление на миллион.
Чили, что ты там делаешь? Чили, я слышу. Чили. Чили. Кость грызть на полу.
Привет, друзья. Я
Да.
Господин директор, мы нигде не можем найти Кэнди. Нужно звонить в 911. Не так быстро. Но как же? Зачем зря беспокоить полицию? А вы искали в столовой? Вот идите и поищите. Да, мне как раз срочно нужно в столовую. Идем. Итак, начнем с самого важного. Дайте телефон. Да, конечно. Что это? Привет из прошлого? Нет, мне нужен ваш смартфон. Окей, держи. Я не знаю, что вы Отлично. Теперь нужно загрузить видео. Эй, как ты сюда? Через тайный люк. И не стыди для ТикТока. Первые лайки. Вау, сколько здесь сердечек. Теперь я популярен. Спасибо, Кэнди. Ты свободна, держи ключи. А я пойду в мир славы. Ой, что сейчас будет? Тут драка, что мне делать? Вы должны показать свою силу и авторитет. Вмешайтесь и разнимите ее, а? Хорошо, я понял. Эй, братишки, драка — это не вариант. Отвали, лузер. Ты первый начал. Нет, ты. Кэнди, Квин, они меня не слушаются. Сделайте что-то неожиданное. Упс, удивите их. Удивите. Зацените мой танец. Что? Нет. Теперь это лузер в квадрате. Продолжаем драку. Кэнди, это не сработало. Нет. Меняйте тактику. Окей. Ребята, смотрите. Вау, классно! Что совсем дует? Хватит нас отвлекать. Продолжаем драку. Не сработало. Меняйте.
Так,
Ребята,
мы...
мой ТикТок.
Ой, что такое лежит?
Это я. Вау, это наш
Часть обычной рукоятки. Отлично.
Ага, спасибо.
Ну, дальше-то, бляха-муха.
Я первый сказал, что он классный. Нет, я. Музыка Баха — это нотный восторг для наших ушей. Ну, скажите еще. Нужно поспать. Класс? О, нет, что делать? Развеселите их. Поменяйте пластинку.
Убежище рядышком. Давайте прокачаем.
Мы устроим вечеринку. Да, отлично. Вечеринка — это здорово. Прошу прощения. Что это было? Вы ничего не видели?
Ну, 600 надо.
Вечеринка. Зажигаем, ребята. Юху! Да, отличный сет, диджей.
Следующей ночью.
Мне мешает этот наушник. Юху! Эй, прием! Директор, вы меня слышите? Слышите? Ау! Окей, время выходить на свободу. О, да.
Хорошая мамулечка.
Что? Но у меня нет родинки. Не срывается. Замажу тональным кремом. Красота. Нет. Убрать лишние волосы. А что с зубом? Здесь не помешает отбеливающая зубная паста. Вот так намного лучше. Рога? Ну, это уж слишком. А что там за толпа? Эй, ребята, я нашлась. Смотрите.
Блин, а это те же, что ли? Которых я уже замочила. Такой-то вот какая-то книжка выпала. Я точно видела. А, патроны. Я думала, это книжка. Ну, что, куда, да?
Кэнди, это ее лицо. Наконец-то мы тебя нашли. Что тут происходит? Этот чудик-директор стал самым популярным парнем в колледже. Иди сама посмотри. Что здесь происходит? Почему я больше не популярна? Можно ваш автограф? Уже нет. Я новый король. Моя корона! Смотри, что у нас есть. Автограф короля. Ненавижу этого короля.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Повторяй за мной. Это легко. Что он делает? Ребята, не отвлекайтесь.
Так, что
Я просто хочу снять тикток. Вообще-то у нас урок школы. Видишь, сколько у меня лайков? Какой ужас. Это переходит все границы.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
Нужно его остановить.
О, боже. Опять какие-то трупаки тут, блин.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Че, чувак, ебанулся? На меня нападать. Ой! Он же сука.
It's locked.
Вот, я приготовила настоящий завтрак, а не хлопья. Поешь, детка. Приятного аппетита. Не хочу это есть, я не подумала.
I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by scowl?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you... like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me. This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood. Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... what manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
It's my turn.
Rotten or crusty, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
you bastard! Didn't have the guts to fight me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
To taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, Nurse Crane. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated
А у меня
person
есть
I've
две
ever
части
worked
портала
with.
«Ура».
A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she
Чё за
would be a
портал?
damn fine practitioner.
Кто-нибудь поможет открыть банку? Конечно. Ой. Я открою. Или нет?
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Это два. Не открывается. Не понимаю, что не так с этой банкой. Моя последняя надежда. Мама, откроешь? Мама может все. И даже есть во сне, стоя. Сегодня просто не будет.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital.
В этот раз у меня получится.
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
I am
Mr. Tip.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
The pain. It's here again.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How close are you to Miss Hallcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
I cannot enter. Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks, and I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest, and then I can go back to the people who need me.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place, and he refused to let me go.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in the...
What is the general situation?
The situation has always been tough.
Who leads the gang?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife.
Has the gang been...
Ah, no. I've had...
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again. Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, red.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached? Would you say...
No.
Do you plan to make...
Of course not.
Who are you, really?
Is that not enough for you?
I'm curious...
Mare is such a...
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
Not now!
It's locked, all right. cannot enter. This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin. William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. The flower's dying. It needs water.
Please come back later.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're...
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about...
Does my arrival...
Let us just...
If you have a...
Doctor...
I know... Aren't you...
Don't be...
Since you're...
Let's just say I'm...
Carelessness.
We're here...
I don't intend to...
Modern...
I don't know what you've heard about...
I don't question your skin...
And what exactly?
I served in the war, just like you.
Be careful.
I only want...
Knowledge has always...
It is not a...
Thank you for your time.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
I will not let you down.
Good evening, Doctor.
Dr. Reed. I am... Please, could you tell... I'm a great...
What made you... It's always...
This epidemic... I'd rather...
As long as...
You're not the first one to...
What can you...
Well, it is...
Do you need...
Well...
Do you want me...
Oh, no.
I see. You seem quite... Questions remain...
True.
What do you think of Doctor...
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded.
Doc, with the influence...
I believe...
So you believe it...
Doctor...
Tell me more about your willingness to expect.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe...
What is it you really want?
Vecra.
I agree.
Do you think all I...
Tell me, Miss...
Now first,
but why would he...
Because he had...
Tell me, Harvey, what is it, Vec? Goodbye, Doc. Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good...
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Good evening, sir.
I don't know.
I see.
I'm up.
Tell me about...
I'm a...
Are you satisfied? In others... Tell me...
What I often have...
Tell me about your injury.
My wife died.
How could your...
I was working a double.
You can't hold yourself...
Of course.
Tell me more.
1915.
What happened? I'm sorry.
I would...
How are your...
I was...
Goodbye for now.
I will not let you down, my boy.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
If you have...
Doctors...
I know. Aren't you...
Don't be ridiculous.
Since you're...
I
don't...
Mother...
Tell me, Waverly.
Strickland...
Are you
Harvey...
Why do you... I really hope...
I'm not...
And are you not afraid?
Rival...
Tell me, are you...
Harvey...
It seems we can... I don't know what you've heard about.
I don't...
And
I said...
Be careful.
I only...
Knowledge.
It is not a...
Thank you for your time. Good evening, Doctor.
And good evening.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening.
How would you...
It's...
You must... Nurse Hall...
I wish...
Nurse Hall...
I would...
How long?
Or long enough.
You're right. How is...
Not...
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know.
Why is... Goodbye, Nurse.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton.
Blood boil with the fever.
Fear and disgust on every street.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
This is no place for a gentleman. Don't come no closer! Die, vermin!
Good evening. Always a pleasure. A colleague. Not any. What do you mean? No. Are you a what? An interesting sir. How did after? Have we met? I don't think. When we've funny. Do you work here alone? Yes. Why? Because. Why? Because. Why clothes? It would. Are you what? An insect. Please show me what you have to. Of course.
Сильный монстр. Ладно, мы на сегодня закончим. на этом эпизоде. А завтра обязательно продолжим. Так что всем спасибо за просмотр. Не забываем подписываться, ставить лайки. И всем пока-пока.